Bud Light is back in the news yet again, this time because one of their distributors decided to issue a public plea to bring back the angry customers. So now Bud Light is pretty much begging for their clients or for their customers to come back to them, give them another shot. We're sorry about everything that we did. And to be fair, this is a distributor. Now, a distributor, I don't believe is directly owned by Anheuser-Busch. They're just affiliated very closely, right? So if we actually just scroll down here just a little bit, this is the actual statement made by the people. So as you can see, their name is Bama Budweiser. So that kind of makes me think that, well, Anheuser-Busch owns the rights to Budweiser, blah, blah, blah. So it makes me think that it is some form of an affiliate company with Anheuser-Busch. So that is why I'm saying that Bud Light is actually the one doing this, because as you can see here, we at Bama Budweiser, an independent wholesaler, employ around 100 people who live here, work here, and our children go to school here. We do not, and as I've said before, did not support this issue involving Dylan Mulvaney. There was one single can made, it was not for sale, and wasn't properly approved. As a result, the Bud Light brand has new leadership. And if you saw that recently, a lot of their executives, their VP, I think she's just a VP actually. I don't even think she was a VP of marketing. I think she's just a VP. She's the one who was behind all of this. They didn't fire her. No, instead they put her on leave. And my assumption is, since she is a Harvard graduate woman who loves to push the gender politics and, virtue signal, my assumption, honestly, is that she will come back, and whenever she gets back, she will play the victim, right? I got death threats from all of these people. Whether she did or not, whether she ever provides receipts or not, that's most likely what's going to happen. And they're going to bring her back and act like nothing ever happened, or act like they, Bud Light, and her, were the victims. So I just thought it was kind of interesting, and I saw this story today. As you can see, some of these companies, these distributor companies for Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch, they're not happy. A long time ago, whenever this first kind of hit the fan, and you had a distributor, a man who works for a company much like this, much like Bama Budweiser, which is just a distribution company tied to Anheuser-Busch, and the guy was basically filming himself on his iPhone. It was a TikTok style video or a vertical style video, and he was walking around in a store, and he was wearing the full outfit, the uniform, that he was coming in to restock the shelves. And he's like, I haven't seen any of this stuff move. Every time I go into every single store, everything is completely full of Bud Light. Nobody wants to buy it. Nobody wants to touch it. And now I think what we're seeing here is that these distributor companies, these distribution companies that are tied to Anheuser-Busch, they're kind of feeling the burn. And it sucks because they're not the ones who made this incredibly horrible decision to support Mr. Mulvaney. Right, that's not cool that they have to just put up with these things whenever it was never a decision that they made. It was just something that they kind of had to deal with, and they had no input over. So, I really do feel for Bama Budweiser, because, as I mentioned, they're not a part of Budweiser. They're not a direct part of Anheuser-Busch or anything like that. They are a standalone distributor that has a contract basically with Anheuser-Busch to distribute specifically Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch products. So these are the type of people who actually feel the backlash the most. They're the people who, these 100 employees, if this keeps going, that number might get cut in half. 50 people may lose their job just because some VP decided that she wanted to create a custom can and send it to a guy who thinks he's a girl. It's just not cool. It's just not right, in my opinion, for these very high up people to make those kinds of decisions, and then the people who actually suffer from it are the people who are entirely devoid of that ability to make a decision that would help them or harm them or anything like that. It's somebody else's decision who says, yeah, we're going to do this, and $7 billion later, they're like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have done that. So it sucks. It really does suck for these guys. And I understand why they're reaching out and saying, please come back to the brand. Unfortunately, millions of people at this point have stopped drinking Bud Light, and millions of people will never drink it again because of this controversy. And that's just the very unfortunate truth. And I mean, while I do feel bad for these people, they don't deserve this at all. You know, they didn't have any hand in it. They're just working at that company that decides, hey, you know what, we're going to run our company into the ground. My statement on this would be, still don't buy Bud Light. You know, this distributor, what they're going to do is they may have to lay people off. They may change industries, or they may change their contract so that instead of delivering Bud Light, they'll deliver something that's not super woke. You know, there are a lot of options out there, but honestly, for this boycott, it is actually working. My suggestion, keep boycotting. It's obviously working. In fact, we can see that it's obviously working in this article right here by the New York Post. Bud Light sales continue to plunge with a 24%. Last I knew it was 17%, and that was probably about 4 weeks after it started. So it's a 24% drop in the latest week. So this is just recently, and this article came out on May 16th. So this is another massive drop, and Bud Light at this point has to be freaking out about this stuff. And what Bud Light's decided to do is they didn't come out and say, we're sorry, we messed up, whatever. They didn't come out and say that. What they did was they tried to kind of ride the fence. They're like, well, now we want both of the people, both sides. We want the people who support Dylan Mulvaney and the people who don't to buy our beer. And the result is very obviously neither side is buying the beer. Nobody's buying the beer. They're trying to give it away, and they can't even give it away at this point. It seems like, there have been coupons and discounts and everything else trying to get people back into Bud Light, and it's just not happening. Nobody's having it. People are sick and tired of this type of stuff, and people are speaking with their wallets, which is the best possible way for a consumer to speak in a capitalistic society. Anyway, guys, that's all for now. I've got some work to get back to, but check back soon, because the lies never sleep, and neither do we. I hope you enjoyed our take on this, and let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about the whole distributor issue right now? Do you think that Bud Light is at fault? Do you think that people should continue to boycott Bud Light despite the struggles of the distributors? Also, like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. That's how we get the news out there, and it helps us a ton. Make sure to check out our online store at theredmafia.com. We just released new shirts over there, and we'll continue to be releasing new shirts every single week. So you'll find something that you will absolutely love at our store, so go check it out. It'll also be linked in the description down below.